So, hi everyone. Today I will present the co-working spaces in Greece after COVID-19 era. So, we know the organization of space and working time, but especially their location and the geography, are issues that are great concern of researchers. Initially, issues of better organization and rationalization of the workspaces are addressed, and land uses in each area were redesigned. In many cases, even new cities were created. So the co-working spaces is an industry that rised the last 2 decades. These sites appeared in the early of 2000 and have been grown ever since. Traditionally, employees had a specific workplace where stayed for a certain period of time. Our offices, as always and as anyone knows, but the last year we have we have the rationalization of these workspaces, and we can see a lot of people that they want to work in different places that create better places to work and create a better sense of how they will perform for their jobs. In these workplaces, in this new era of workplaces, we can identify two different categories of these working spaces: the co-working spaces and the maker spaces. What is the co-working spaces? Co-working spaces host creative people and entrepreneurs who try to avoid isolation and find a pleasant work environment, interact with other creative people. But we can say, according to the literature, that co-working spaces are considered accelerator, as they are designed to accommodate creative people and to fix a new place for work for everyone. On the other hand, we have the maker spaces. The maker spaces is something very creative because it's spaces where manufacturers work and can transport products from the laboratory to mass production without having infrastructures. Let's see the advantages and disadvantages of co-working spaces for the aspect of companies. We have the advantages that it's dedicated, active and productive employees, development of innovation, cooperation with operator of the co-working spaces. And on the other hand, we have the disadvantages, that is the different corporate culture. Other companies may attract an employee for some company, and difficulties in choosing the people who will work there. But if we see the advantages and disadvantages of working spaces for employees, it's from a different point of view. For the advantages, we have it reduces loneliness and isolation, more enjoyable work, increasing learning. They choose their workplace. And from the other hand, we have again the disadvantages, that is, they don't have access to the facilities of company, and lack of corporate culture, minimal privacy, and last but not least, it's easy to distract from work. And this answer is something that we found in our research from the most of the people. With this paper, investigate the current situation of co-working places and maker spaces in Greece during the pandemic of COVID-19. The research was between March and June of 2020. detailed record of the area in question throughout the territory, and it's clear that they are scattered and concentrated in certain areas. Particular characteristics are then explored. Policies and action are proposed for their operation and development in the post-COVID-19 era. CS and MS in urban space. With one word, we can say the sustainability that can provide in the cities. Key factor is creating smart cities. They increase the quality of life in the entire urban community. We have less time for travel. We have less carbon emission. Collaborative spaces help smaller business grow and develop economically. But let's see in the region of Greece the co-working spaces, and this is the most important for our research. We found 36 of these spaces, and the most of them, 20 of them, are concentrated, as we can see in the follow maps, in Athens, and the other ones is in Crete, five of them in Thessaloniki, and two in Patra, and one in Lefkada and Mitoula. It's around the world, it's around the Greece, but the most important is, as we can see in these dot maps, all the dots are concentrated in the capital of Greece, in Athens. And it's very logical, this kind of thing. The region is, of course, Attica, Macedonia, West Peloponnesus, Ionian Islands, Crete, and Aegean Islands. The purpose of the research: to learn the opinion that the professionals have about the areas of cooperation and creators in the municipality where they operate, and the research results to be analyzed under the prism of the pandemic COVID-19. The purpose of research is, and the characteristic of the co-working spaces, their action, their contribution to the field of work, and the advantages and disadvantages for the users. The research objective is to explore the emergence, the characteristic, and the consequences that the area of cooperation and creator have regarding to the location and the geography of new workplaces. Investigate the usefulness of these workplaces in relation to the workers, organization, and cities in which they are located. We created two questionnaires. One is for the employee satisfaction, and the second one is for freelancer and companies, if they are aware for the existence of these sites and where are in their cities. Basic question is, do you have in your cities co-working spaces and maker spaces? Where's the name? Do they have accessibility? Do they have good transportation connection? What kind of transportation connection? The parking space is enough? How many seats? The capacity of the spaces in the co-working places, square meters, how many employees can accommodate. The workers in these areas are satisfied. Do the freelancer companies know the existence of these spaces, and are they interested in using them? Moreover, we can ask, we asked in our questionnaire if they believe that they have in their cities appropriate buildings that they can be used as co-working spaces. And we ask if they have all the appropriate standards, accessibility, transportation, parking capacity, and all of that. What professional and companies can host and why? And if they Of course, if they have interesting of the freelancer and the companies. I have now in this page, I have an example of municipality of Glyfada. And in our research, we try to fix pie diagrams to give us and the readers to understand the percentages of each question. We have the gender, a question about the gender, the age, the educational level, the profession, if they are freelancer or companies, if they are employees or employers. And moreover, we have questions related to, do you know what corporation spaces are? For these people that they don't know, that they don't have the chance to work in these places. Do you know of the existence of corporation area in the municipality you work in? If they know if for the existing of this kind of places. So we present all of this kind of results with pie diagrams and bar diagrams, and it is sure that the results we can have on each municipality, we can combine and find the final proposals that we can have, and which is the appropriate way that we can support this kind of workplaces. And as a conclusion, the conclusion emerged for the theoretical part, the theory and the literature, the results and the commentary of the questionnaires. And we have the proposal. The research resulted in proposals either for the creation of such spaces where they do not exist, or the reorganization of the existing ones, or in way of informing and advertising these spaces to the professional and companies, but according to the COVID-19 situation that we live in all the last 3-4 months. So thank you for your attention, and I'm ready for your questions.